Coming to you from the Black Swan Media Studios, this is Fireside Chats, talking to the real difference makers in the world. Now, here is your host, John Crump.
Hello, wonderful people on the internet. It looks like our chats are still not working, but that's fine. We'll get through it anyway. I got a email and see what the hell is going on. I've tried everything to get our chats restored, and then it's not restoring, so whatever. I'm going to blame Shannon Watts from Mom's Demand Action. I'm going to say that she is the one doing this, because they don't like me. All right, let me get into my plugs, and we'll bring on our special guest of the day. First, you can donate to me, which goes to my niece, who's suffering from DIPG, which is former childhood brain cancer, by going to my Patreon, patreon.com/John Crump. $5 level will get you one of my new patches. $25 will get you a signed book, not me a signed book. You a signed book. Super chats are also available. $25 signed book, $5 patch. You can buy my book at crumpy.com/giants, or you can go to Black Swan Tactical after the show and order a signed copy as well. We have a couple different discounts for you. If you go to crumpy.com/militia, use code Crumpy for 10% off. BlackSwanTactical.com, use code Crumpy for 10% off. And HawaiianHouse.org, code Crumpy. There we go. And before I forget, for our 2K giveaway, we will be giving away this. It's a Mantis X10 Elite. This will help you shoot. This will make you suck less. And the way you enter is you subscribe to the channel, and for every comment you put on a video, one entry per video, you get a entry. Patreons get bonus entries up to the level or the donation. So if you have $1 a month, that's one bonus entry. If you give $20 a month, that's 20 bonus entries. So now let's bring on our guest. By the way, I'm only 2 Patreons away from the number of Patreons. I am going to introduce a guest. You all know him as a billionaire, actually, I think it is now. I think he crossed the billionaire mark. His name is Bruce Wayne. Let's bring him on, aka Batman.
Hi, everyone. I'm glad to be with you. Bruce Wayne here. What's going on? It's good to be back on the show. If you don't know me, I'm Tony Simon from diversityshoot.com. Second is for everyone. Thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah,
love being on the show.
I love having you on the show. I have some questions for you, man. A lot of stuff been going on here lately with everything, man. But first, is that a Grey Ghost hat?
Grey Ghost Precision, yes, sir.
Those guys love you, man. They never send me boxes of cigars and hats and everything else.
Yeah, they sent me a box of cigars. I purchased a bunch of stuff to give away to our Patreons over at 2A4E podcast, and they were like, hey, here's some swag, because that's what we do. We give away swag to not only our patrons, but attendees to the diversity shoot. And they know the work we do, because one of the guys over there actually used to run Gun and Gear Review podcast. And he knows my work, and he supported us, which is awesome. Here's actually one of the knives that we'll be giving away tomorrow at the next diversity shoot, which is in the Heritage Guild in Easton, Pennsylvania. We'll make up a prize pack, usually between $70 and $100 worth of stuff. I don't have really expensive knives going there, because you never know. We have a lot of new people who've never even shot a gun before and might not be knife people, so there's no reason to drop a $200 knife in a prize bag. But, $20 to $40 knives, we give those away. Hats, swags, T-shirts, stickers, patches, that kind of thing.
All right. Let's start with New Jersey, since that's your home state.
We got to talk about the UFO?
No, we can. Yeah, we can do that.
That's more governor.
There we go.
All right, UFO was sighted. A lot of people saw it.
Before you get into this, whenever I have Tony on, no matter what, I don't even plan, because no matter what I plan, we go into some opposite direction. So, we're 2 minutes into the show, and now we're talking about UFOs. So go ahead. Talk about the
Understand, everything is somebody else's fault when you look at politics. UFOs came in, and it's all because Governor Murphy has made it legal for illegal immigrants to have their kids go to college for free. So they've heard about it in interstellarly, and they've come in to drop their kids off to go to Rutgers. Problem solved for
Well,
free.
okay. Although they did find signs of life on Venus.
Yeah, I live
Yeah.
in New Jersey. I'm not surprised because we find signs of life around Uranus all the time here. Um, it's just politics, man. Jersey is horrible. Our attorney general is running around bragging that he won a $50,000 lawsuit against New Frontier Armory
That's what I
uh,
was bringing up.
because they I love it because they did not break the law. New Frontier Armory mailed supposedly 30 round magazines to the attorney general's investigators when the investigators ordered 30 round magazines online.
Sounds like
Uh,
entrapment. And plus, also, it's not against the law. That's why they sued him in civilian court, or not civilian,
mhm. Civil
civil.
court.
Yeah, and
Because you didn't break a law. One, it's not the responsibility of the vendor to make sure you follow the law. And the other thing is this: they sent it to investigators. Law enforcement can have 30 round magazines. So that was a swing and a miss. But somehow they won because it's civil court and that has different rules.
well, they didn't win per
Oh,
se. Uh,
okay.
it was settled. It's what I talked to Evan Appen, who's a big attorney up in New Jersey,
Hmm.
and he described it as a nuisance fee. It's you pay the $50,000 because it's cheaper than going and defending yourself, even though you're probably going to win. But it's just cheaper to do that because New Jersey they're the government, so they print money.
No, they have my money. They
They
have every resident's money to use to win a lawsuit that. Let me explain how difficult it is here in New Jersey to get a 30 round magazine. You get in your car and you drive across the border to Pennsylvania and you buy a 30 round magazine. I hated to break that to anybody that didn't understand because magazines for firearms aren't controlled. They don't have serial numbers. No one will ask you for an ID. You'll just buy your magazine because they assume that if you have a gun, you've passed background checks and everything else, and it's not their problem. There's no check on it. So they won nothing except some kind of political, it's not even a political victory, it's a propaganda victory.
yeah,
Nothing's changed. No criminal has been stopped. No citizen has been denied a right they can't exercise just outside of the state. So really what happened was they wasted your money and and allowed low information voters maybe to think they have a win.
what do you think about the Biden Harris plan to add 30 round magazines and standard capacity magazines, 15 round magazines, whatever, to the NFA?
Oh, I think it's a beautiful idea because the more paperwork you have to go, I want them to state it out loud. I need them to make a big deal about this and major news networks pick it up. Just like the tweet Biden put out after the two Los Angeles Sheriff's Department officers got shot. And he said he wants to ban 30 round magazines and assault weapons. That needs to be pushed because all these new gun owners that just participated in the latest gun apocalypse needs to know what happens if they elect these two people into the Oval Office. I think
Well,
it's horrible. It's a lie. It's bullcrap, but it might motivate gun owners to actually become one issue voters.
I asked the campaign. They texted me. I don't know why, and I asked, it's like, will the NFA fee be waived for things that we already own? And their answer was no. So
Okay, so is it $200 per magazine?
yes, and I have hundreds of magazines.
Again, they have no way to track how many magazines I have, so there's that. But I have none anyway because I live in New Jersey and I do this, and my governor's petty, so I don't need to break any laws because, well, He still has gyms closed in New Jersey because one gym wouldn't listen to him.
That's some petty crap right there, man.
Every gym in New Jersey, every privately owned gym in New Jersey, a commercial gym, however you want to put it, can't be allowed to open because one defied his close order. So all of them are closed. Indoor gun ranges, because the ANJRPC, Association of New Jersey Rifle and Pistol Clubs, is his number one nemesis in the Second Amendment fight. So indoor gun ranges can only be open to 25% capacity.
I mean, I don't get it. I mean, I seriously don't get it. Well, I was looking at something up in Canada, Brantford, which is Brantford, I think it is, which is right outside Toronto.
Mhm.
Their mayor has like all the county property closed down, all the city property,
Mhm.
including their hockey rink. But yet they're maintaining the ice because him and his buddies play hockey on it every Wednesday.
Mhm.
But it's not open to the general public. If you hear banging, I have there's construction going on outside. So
Oh, I'm sorry. I look at it. You look at your friends and neighbors. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me start over. Us. A lot of us in the firearms industry, a lot of us that are firearm advocates are also history buffs, or we're at least familiar with it. And sometimes, if you are, you wonder, how did things in Nazi Germany get like they were? How did, totalitarian regimes that got elected actually go around with secret police and lock people up and do that? And now you're seeing it. People buy into what their government is selling on a level that you didn't think would be possible. Like, how can people believe that you can put a cloth over your nose and it'll stop you from getting a disease, but you could walk into a restaurant and take that cloth off and eat and talk to your friends, but put it back on and it works like magic? But in that restaurant, you can't catch the cootie, but you can catch the cootie in the parking lot of the restaurant. So you
well,
need to put the piece of underwear over your face.
well, you got to remember that they said uh, that the protesting the mask mandates or the shutdowns would lead to the spread of coronavirus, but they also said that protesting police brutality won't lead to the spread of the coronavirus. I never knew a virus could pick political sides like that.
Oh, it's amazing. A friend of mine, she was at a pool in, I forgot where she was, I think Vegas. If you're in the pool, you don't have to wear a mask. If you're sitting on the steps in the water in the pool, you don't have to wear a mask. But if you sat on the concrete with your feet in the water, you'd have to wear a mask. So obviously, Corona knows if your booty is wet or not. And it won't go into your system if your butt is wet at a pool. Just to
Yeah.
let you know.
What do you think about Pelosi, who got the haircut in San Francisco because all of them are shut down, but she made one reopen, and they released a video of her getting her haircut and stuff, and then she said they set me up to get a haircut. They
I
tricked me
think
into getting a haircut. It's like, what do you mean they tricked you into getting a haircut?
I wish it made a difference, but people are so connected to their political party that only people who won't drink her Kool-Aid will say anything. People that will vote for Nancy Pelosi will vote for Nancy Pelosi regardless. She could have come. I don't know. Let's say there's a presidential candidate that goes to make a speech and he starts pandering to the Latin American community by playing Spanish music on his cell phone. You think
Oh,
someone
yeah.
you think someone should get Goya products thrown at him and chased off stage. But that didn't happen, did it?
Yeah, it's like there's no way he had that on his cell phone.
That is the great, yes, because he had it on his cell phone, like Hillary Clinton had hot sauce in her purse. Um,
Have you ever when Hillary Clinton talks to a black audience, she gets an accent?
Well, the Oprah used to do the same thing. Oprah would go in front of the black audience and become Black Oprah whenever it needed to. She put on the effect, and Hillary does the same thing. A woman who hasn't made a sandwich for herself since at least the 1980s carries hot sauce in her purse. It's ridiculous.
She's a liar, man. I remember when she said that she got shot at by snipers.
That was the best in Bosnia.
Yeah, and they're like, "We got video of it." Like, what do you
Well,
want?
it was back. It was back when the news media was kind of honest, and the person that did the report was actually one of the reporters with her. And she was like, "Well, this is what we saw when we got off the plane." And it's like girls walking up to her, handing her bouquets of flowers, bands playing, and then they did the overlay of Hillary Clinton talking about they had to duck sniper fire and run off a plane. And I'm like, who believes that? And it's this. People who are at events, people who buy wholeheartedly into any political party will accept any amount of bullcrap from their candidate and never turn on them. And that's sad. I don't care who you believe in. If you're that big of a sucker, you need to reevaluate your life. If Hillary Clinton can say one thing, but Donald Trump says another, he's the devil and she's the greatest thing since sliced bread, or at least you accept what she says, but reject everything he says just based on political party, you're a puppet. You're a puppet and your political party loves you.
Well, if you post the Camilla Harris amicus brief that she filed in for in the Heller case, and says Camilla Harris says she doesn't believe in the individual right to bear arms, Facebook will fact check you and say that you're wrong because she hasn't said that recently.
Well, Facebook also facts check you if you put a video up, and this is what I saw yesterday, of Bill Clinton talking about his immigration policy and why you need to stop illegal immigration. Obama talking about the same thing, and Donald Trump interspersed between them, just nodding his head. They would flag it as false information about COVID-19. Yep, I have it saved. I would put it on my page, but people tend to read things into it that's not there. Well, my thing is, I'm not for or against any political party. I'm a Second Amendment advocate. That's what I'm for. But I'm also for the ability to critically think. And I'm like, if your social media is saying this thing that doesn't even have the word COVID in it is false because of COVID-19 information, you're being edited on your social media. And it's ridiculous. And you need to pay attention to what's happening to you. All communication is manipulation, even communication you can't get.
The Rogue Banshee has a bunch of different points. He says that Clinton was going for the Purple Heart. Yeah, up a good strategy that Trump should use: endorse Biden Harris campaign, and then all the people who hate him will vote against them because he endorsed them.
Nice, probably.
I remember when Trump sent back the Nazi to Germany, the 90-year-old Nazi in Germany to stand trial. And they were all. And like the whole media was like, he's sending a 90-year-old man to prison, blah blah blah. It's like only the illogical hatred of Trump can get all these people to side with the Nazi.
Yeah, and this is the same people that had no problem with Camilla Harris leaving people in jail that were proven to be innocent.
Hey,
I'm just saying, dude. It is so blatantly obvious. And the sad part is we just sound like the old men in the back of the barbershop talking about politics. Just people don't want to hear how they're easily fooled and manipulated because either they're headline readers or they are willfully ignorant. They just don't want to believe. And it sucks because I don't like talking like this because I know there is no room in the world that I should be the smartest dude in. And somehow these people are making me feel smart.
Yeah, it's funny. I just don't get how they nominated Biden. Biden did a live stream, and in the middle of the live stream, walked off of it, just like peaced out.
I don't follow.
But he was still talking and just like walked away, and you just see this empty podium, and then they cut to like a. And look, sorry, and then he did an AMA. If you don't know what an AMA is, it stands for Ask Me Anything that they do on like Reddit and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he did an AMA on I think it was like Instagram, and didn't answer a single question.
What's going to be funny is this, because we've seen it before. After this campaign is over, and they lose, because they will, the news will come out that Biden has been off his rocker for like at least the last 3 years. Like that's gonna come out as a truth. Pretty much, he struggled through this campaign, pretty much at the beginning of Corona, and was just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Well, that's why he doesn't want to do debates.
Yeah. And everyone's accepting that he doesn't have to do a debate. And I'm like, how are you having a presidential election that you're going to elect the leader of the free world, but the two people running for the position can't debate?
I just think it will be so blatantly obvious that he has no idea what he was doing. Joe Rogan offered to moderate a debate, and Trump's like, all right.
Oh, Trump was like, I'm in, like, quickly. Yes, let's do this. I am not a Trump fan as a human being. You know what I mean? And I hate that only because I don't boo the dude, that I don't throw rocks at him, that somehow it's seen as defending him. I'm like, you people need to understand, I'm defending the president of the United States against news networks that are actually lying and not news. And you better understand this. They're lying on their guy now. The news media is lying on the conservative Republican. What happens when the news media turns on your side, whatever that may be? Because that can happen too. I mean, as gun owners, we see it all the time, and we're talking about a civil right. And they're turning against the civil right. They've made a civil right something that can change state to state, and they want to make it be able to change town to town before they can get rid of it. And that's the ridiculousness of this. And this is what we as Second Amendment advocates are also trying to warn you about. It can happen to you with whatever right you hold dear.
Yeah, it is definitely true, man. They don't view it as a civil right. They don't think that the right to self-defense is a civil right. You can definitely see that. The Washington Post, let me go ahead. I think I saw Everytown. I know the guy in the picture, and he's really, really pissed off. Everytown actually ran a thing about it. They shared it. I think it was today they shared it, but I'll show you. I'll show you it. Then I'll tell you why my boy's pissed off about it. All right, my friend is really pissed off because Everytown actually tweeted a picture of an article talking about white supremacists. White supremacists are intimidating black people with firearms, right? And let me. I'm gonna put the picture up on the screen, and then I'm going to tell you. First, they ripped off his picture. So that's the first reason why. Okay, this is. Hold on, let me just. Damn it! This is the picture. White intimidates black with. Do you see the headline? White intimidates blacks with guns, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the picture that they used. Okay. The guy with the rifle up in the air is a black guy.
Nice.
And if you see the original picture, he has the original picture. He actually sent it to a lawyer because they lightened his skin in Photoshop.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh, nice.
Yeah, he goes by the name. He was very, very upset.
Oh, yeah, man. It really sucks to become a white guy and get none of the good stuff that goes with being a white guy, like immunity from being pulled over and shot by the police, good credit, showing up for your job on time, all that stuff. Man, it must be freaking, man, I'd be dead.
Yeah, but here's the thing. There has to be plenty of pictures of white people out there with guns.
I don't know, but it depends on how much he gets for that check. Hey, look, hold on. Where is it? I got a Boogaloo shirt ready to wear right out of the house. Look, you can lighten my skin and cut a brother a check. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
wow.
but how lazy is that of the media? There has to be tons of pictures of white people with guns.
Wow, dude, talk about not even trying. That's sad, and it's telling. And I hope he gets to sue the snot out of these people.
It's like the writer saying, "Hey, I need a picture of a guy with a gun." Well, here it is. This guy's black. I'll just Photoshop him.
Just wait a minute. Let me just squiggle, 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 squiggle.
Here you go. It's better now.
Jeez, dude.
I mean, he's not like a light skinned black or anything either. So they
Yeah,
blamed
really?
him a lot. Yeah, they went in there and they. It doesn't
So
make
there's
any.
hope for me. There's hope for me. It's ridiculous, dude. They made an article and they catfished in the article about Second Amendment rights. It's all a lie. It's falling apart. The advent or the fact that a lot of people have social media, Instagram, TikTok, they just cannot stop the message because there's too many ways to get it, and it's all turning into a lie, like the lie they tried to get by with in Virginia. They really tried hard to say that was all white people and white supremacists, and pesky armed black people and Asians and gays kept ruining it for them.
Well, that was taken in Virginia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, man, I guess it didn't ruin it too bad. They just figured out how to whitewash the picture. Man.
Yeah. That also the writer wrote about how he's a gun rights supporter and a gun owner and everything else. So I guess the dude's not too keen on social media and how easy it is to figure out where he works for. It was an op-ed. He works for Everytown.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Very easy.
Gun rights supporter.
Yeah, I'm a gun rights supporter, but I work for Everytown for gun safety. Hey, quick question, Everytown for gun safety. Where can I take one of your firearm safety courses? Where can I take one of the Everytown certification for fire, maybe range safety officer or something, or to teach kids how to handle firearms safely? I'd just like to know.
That actually came up in a GOA meeting on on Monday. How they say they're for gun safety and they don't do anything for gun safety.
Well, how about this? Do you have some classes that'll help us out? Because we know about 70% of the deaths caused by firearms, the gun violence, is suicide. Y'all have some kind of suicide prevention program, something that reaches out to firearms owners that may be going, no, nothing, huh?
Well, the firearms industry has one of those. We have several of those.
We have several of those. I can name two off the top of my head.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. They have to. They wouldn't just demonize firearms for demonizing firearms because they have a fundamental hatred for Second Amendment right.
No, it couldn't be possibly that petty and open with a name like Everytown for gun safety, a firearm safety. Man, the sarcasm is so thick we may drown. So let's go on to something else.
Yeah, I had a video pulled up, but I accidentally closed it. While I'm trying to find it, I'll explain it to everyone. There was BLM protesters and Antifa surrounding a guy's house who had a Trump flag up and an American flag with a Blue Lives Matter flag, and they were shining lights in his windows and everything else. So he came to the window with a gun in his hand. This was and he's being charged with brandishing.
Can't brandish from inside my home.
That's what I'm saying.
Can't brandish. I could walk around my house with 10 rifles. I mean, I can't show you. I can't be on this show showing you me holding one rifle, but I can be in my window holding as many rifles as I want, as long as I'm not pointing it at anyone. So good luck. You can charge me whatever you want. Okay.
Actually, I think it was a shotgun, but I'm trying to find the video because it's very obvious that they were. Oh man, I gotta find it. It was very obvious that they were trying to intimidate him by shining. Here it is. I got it right here.
Who are your babies?
This is what they were doing, and he came to the window with a firearm, which honestly, I would probably do the same thing. So let me show you. This is Wisconsin. Let me put this full string in here.
Hey, Pete.
Yeah, y'all see him?
Hey, Pete, you're going to have bigger problems, man.
See,
You're going to have bigger problems, Pete. I would advise you to think twice. I don't think you know what's out here, buddy. I care about you. I don't want you to find out.
So he's pointing his shotgun out the window.
Pete,
he never pointed his shotgun out the window.
Not once did he point his shotgun out the window. Let me explain something. These people get real brave in a crowd, but we saw in Kenosha how brave they were when you start clapping people. So that crowd cleared out in a minute and decided chasing a 17-year-old boy through the streets was not what they wanted to do anymore, especially one heading toward the police himself.
Yeah,
there's bravery in the crowd.
I don't understand. I don't understand how they can charge that guy with brandishing.
Oh, okay. This is how they can charge that guy with brandishing.
They surrounded his house and had megaphones yelling at him. There was a massive crowd shining lights in his windows.
Your government has no duty to protect you as an individual. And your government is made of a bunch of politicians who are cowardly. And they will arrest you when people come to your house to intimidate you and harass your family. And you can't in any way go, I'm not going to be intimidated and I have a means to protect myself and my family. Again, didn't leave the house, didn't open the door, didn't open the window to point the gun out of, but let them know what was going to happen if they came into that home. Gave the very same warning civil rights leaders gave back in the day, like Malcolm X with the by any means necessary photo that a lot of people remember of him looking out the window with an M1 carbine. Same message that Robert Williams gave about being armed and black in South Carolina when they were trying to intimidate him with the Klan driving through his neighborhood. And the same thing that Huey Newton said of the Black Panther Party about an unarmed man just being a potential slave. So there's precedent set by people of color going, I'm going to protect myself and my family with a firearm. So yeah, go ahead, arrest him, whatever. I mean, when he sues the snot out of your city for whatever crap, there's no way they can win. Especially they have video of him not doing anything, including pointing the gun out the window. So yeah.
He never pointed the gun out the window.
Mm-hmm.
He had a rifle. There was a huge crowd outside, shining lights with megaphones,
Mm-hmm.
and everything, because he had a Trump flag.
Yeah, freedom of speech. They don't want freedom of speech. They don't want you to own firearms. A lot of things are happening right now that are really scary, but it's a very small vocal minority, and they're having your government buckle because politicians are cowards. It's our duty. It's our civic duty to call these people up and tell them to have a backbone when stuff like this is happening. We really have to, because the only people they're hearing from are the loudmouths. Those are the people that are intimidating. And I really wish that Pete had a Ring doorbell so you could see probably how small that crowd really was. They were loud, they were annoying, but I doubt, and this is just me pulling a number out, but I doubt it was hundreds of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you and your neighbors can intimidate the snot out of your town council just by showing them up and telling them to do their job, or you'll fire them come next election.
Yeah, this is the Lancaster did what they need to do here. So there was a protester in Lancaster, a sorority girl, in fact, right? She was pull it up here. She was like one of the Antifa or rioters. And I'm going to pull up her picture here because you're going to laugh about this. Because this judge did what I think every judge should do. So this girl was rioting and looting, burning things and stuff like this. Look what happened. And people are so upset about that. $1 million bail.
Okay. Sucks to be you.
Her parents are so upset, saying it's so unfair.
Yeah? Yeah, it is unfair. It's terribly unfair. The good news is this, though. You only have to raise 10% of that. Put your house up.
$100,000.
Put your house up because your little girl couldn't keep her butt at home.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but they say protester. No one arrests you for protesting. So what was she actually doing?
She she tried to commit an arson.
Oh, so she got arrested for trying to commit arson. Nothing about protesting. You tried to burn someone else's property down. That's what you get.
Yeah. But
I mean, truthfully, doesn't it come under terrorism because you're there for political means?
yeah. They're like, she was working as a medic.
No, because if she was at work, she wouldn't be in jail right now.
No, she was working as a medic they said that she was with the people that were burning buildings, but she was just the medic.
Uh-huh.
Which
Good. Good.
and
BLM has lots of money. Michael Jordan gave them millions. They can bail her out. Where are they?
you know that money's not going anywhere.
Where are they? They have millions.
Come on, you really think that they're going to give money?
Well, I figured that money would have a better chance going to a white sorority girl than getting to any black person. Because, we ain't seeing that, buddy. I'm sorry. BLM hasn't been about black people for a really long time. That entire organization and cause has been hijacked. Beautiful name, though. Black Lives Matter, because Black Lives do matter.
Yeah, I agree with the sentiment.
Yeah. Congratulations for getting something jacked. And then if you don't agree with it, you get called a racist. Well, let me explain something. I'll say it really slow. Black Lives Matter, the organization, is hot garbage. And if you fall for it, you're an idiot. Did I mince words at all? Does anyone have a problem understanding me?
They try to conflate the two together.
Mm-hmm.
You can't.
You're not helping any black person get away from the police. You're not helping fight injustice. You're not helping anything except furthering the political cause that has nothing to do with freedom and nothing to do with black people.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny that chick got her parents were right. It's going to affect college.
Yeah, it is. Imagine trying to
studying instead of trying to burn down a freaking building.
Yeah, you can be a medic and not be in the building setting it on fire. Sorry, lady, but you are your friends. Congratulations. That's real proof of it right there. If your friends are setting the building on fire, walk away quickly. Quickly.
Yeah, it's funny, but the whole crew got busted, and they all are $1 million, and it's like it's violating her 8th Amendment right.
Uh-huh. What about the homeowner or business owner whose business was about to become ashes?
What they like to say is people over property.
What about people over property? Doesn't mean you can burn property.
I don't know what they say, man. That's literally what they say when you bring up they burn buildings. People over property.
People, what people? See, my thing is this: they talk, they speak, and this is anybody. Speak in bumper sticker logic. You speak in bumper sticker logic. Come on, finish the thought, please.
Look, what the hell does that even mean?
Like, help me out. I mean, it's great what you said could go on a bumper sticker or a T-shirt, but this is an actual discussion. This has to mean something. And it doesn't. And most of the people that say, oh, well, they have insurance anyway, has never had to contact an insurance company and try to get money from them. And then you find out that maybe riots aren't covered by your insurance company.
Well, I was talking to the president of BLM 757, or the local BLM chapter down here.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about how they there was a protest and a bunch of stuff got vandalized and stuff like that. Windows got busted out. I said that, and I told him, I was like, that stuff has to stop. He's like, well, we have the right to assembly under the Constitution. Don't you believe in the Constitution? I was like, I think you kind of left off a word. It's right to peaceful assembly.
Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, don't you like the Constitution? Like, yeah, and I also like the ability to read. and comprehend.
Word.
And it's like property over people. And I'm like, when you're throwing heavy objects through glass, you're hurling objects into the place that I live or I work. And if I'm inside, that's called a deadly threat. I can respond in kind by hurling things back, like lead at a very high velocity.
Yeah.
Just saying. And understand this, and this is what I really want to tell everyone out there. Self-defense insurance, find out what's legal in your state. This is the time to be buying that.
Oh yeah.
I really feel 100%. I'm not going to name any businesses, but look into it. Look into what's covered in your state and get busy because maxing it out for most of these programs, $300 a year will cover you for
Yeah.
like $150 to $500,000, depends on what plan, and legal fees, and that doesn't even include the civil litigation part of it. So
Yeah,
please,
US
people.
Field or USCCA are two of the biggest ones out there.
Yeah, second
Chris,
call defense is another one.
yeah, Chris Shoemake brings up a good point. He's like 90%, basically 90% of the rioters or BLM rioters are actually white people.
But of course, again, it has. Okay, I don't want to get really serious with this because we have enough seriousness.
Yeah,
I mean, we really does, and it gets depressing after a while. So I'll look at this the way a lot of people aren't. If you're a young, single, black male and want to hook up with white chicks, BLM protest is the place to go, bro. Just telling you right now. Right now. Man, put on your freaking best clothes, throw on some Dracar or something, get your hat up, and go there and look for Becky's, dude. I'm telling you, just take a Starbucks cup, roll through there, and start getting digits. Don't play around. You can hook up. The time to be young and black and at a BLM protest is right now.
I was waiting for something really serious to come out.
It's serious, dude. You know how hard it is? Depends on the decade to hook up with white chicks as a black dude. You don't even have to be good looking. You can be just an ugly black dude. Roll in. It's BLM. She has to give you the number or she's racist. Just telling you.
Yeah, but have you ever seen an Antifa chick?
Bruh, listen. I'm an old man now. I've been with my wife 18 years. No matter who you have sex with, it all becomes a story later on anyway. They get hotter in the telling. As the years go by, they just get hotter. Nobody can be there to just like tell you, no, she wasn't hot. Do it. Do it. I don't care if she looks like Rosie O'Donnell. Hit it. By the time you tell the story 20 years from now, she'll look like Cameron Diaz. Don't worry about it.
You heard that from Tony Simon. Tony dating with Tony Simon. Yeah, man.
Just telling you. Don't stick around too long, though. You don't want to hang out with them too much. They're crazy.
One thing, there has to be a third way, though, because you have people who are like, they think that all the racism is gone in the country. There's no racism. And then you have the people who think everything is racist. Why don't we get a group of people together that say, yeah, there is some, but it's not everyone is.
Well,
We'll have protest. We can start a movement.
Well, there's people involved that can profit off of one or the other. Of course there's racism. There's human beings. There's going to be racism. We're going to figure out a way to divide each other, even amongst ourselves. There's discrimination. There's prejudice in the Latino community. There's prejudice in the Black community based on skin color, where you come from. We always look for a way to divide ourselves. But that's in the minority.
Because locked and loaded Latinos are in the audience now.
Actually, I saw that. That might have been subconscious, but it was a conversation we actually had last week off air when I was on the show. But it's like we always find a way to discriminate against each other. But my thing is this: look at right now. we have more opportunity, regardless of your race, your sexuality, or your religion. If someone does discriminate against you, you have so many options, including the public shaming of just going online and talking about what this company did to you. Now, turn that dial back 100 years. They didn't have those options. And
It was
still,
reversed.
yeah. But here's the thing, there were still successful blacks, there were still successful Hispanics, there were still successful gays. Just because there's racism doesn't prevent success. It's an obstacle, but it doesn't prevent it. And we have more choice and more chance for justice now than ever. So no, this is still the best time to be an American. It's still the best time in our history to be alive. It's just a bunch of people have found that they can make a living by saying it's not.
Yeah, that's true. Well, if you look back, Revolutionary War, one of the heroes of the Revolutionary War was an openly gay guy.
Abraham Lincoln?
No, Baron von Steuben.
Yes.
Baron von
Yeah.
Steuben came over. He's made up a story that he was a baron and he was this military genius. And the dude never served a day in the military at all. They had no idea what he was doing, which actually probably helped them. And he trained the soldiers, and first they were all lining up. He's like, "Why are you lining up? Go hide behind that tree."
See, I've only heard about that guy lately. My issue is this with people. Whatever you are, whatever you identify as, you're not the first person to be that. You know what I mean? No matter what, unless you make up something totally, you're not the first person to be that.
Hey,
What's up?
hey, locked and loaded Latinos. Joe, locked and loaded Latina.
Yeah,
we were talking about. There's a girl on Twitch who identifies as a deer, or a guy on Twitch that identifies as a transgender deer. That's what it is, or a girl on. I don't know.
That person is probably the only one that is identified as that lately. But here's the thing. They're Native American stories about people that turned into deer. So, you don't even get that one, dog.
Transgender deer?
I don't try to identify my deer. The Native American legend didn't go to that. But, yeah, it's crazy, dude. I love it, though. I think people should identify as transgendered animals and put it out on their in a public format, so I know to avoid those crazy people.
Yeah, I'm like, I have no problem with transgender people, but when they start, when I do have problems with people who think they're animals, deers. I'm a deer. I'm not going to call you a freaking deer. No. Wait, if someone was to shoot them, could they not be charged with murder if it's deer season?
Well, if it's deer season and they don't do it in the public, I mean, they have to be out in the field. They'd have to have the license. They'd have to tag it right away. That whole thing. But you better call the police first if you're going to strap it across the hood and drive it in to get weighed. I'm just like,
they identified as a deer. So
what was I supposed to do? It was getting dark. My tag was going to expire. I only had one day off of work, and there he was.
Oh my god. Yeah, but it's just crazy. I don't know. We live in a crazy time, man. We definitely live in a crazy time. It's like the world's upside down. Sometimes.
Well, I think it's a book that was written in the 60s, I think. I'm okay, you okay? And I think it's been taken to a level that's ridiculous. That you just have to accept whatever someone says. Look, if you identify as a deer, you identify as a deer. How does that bother me in my daily life? I mean, do I have to scratch you behind the ear and put out a salt lick? I mean, outside of that, I'm sure he works with people and walks around and they just see him as that weird dude. I mean, how does it affect me? You're just childish.
I mean, I don't care, but
yeah.
But when you say, hey, that's kind of weird, people are like, you can't say that. It's like, yeah, I can.
Yeah, no. Some stuff is weird, and he identifies as an animal. That's weird. How did that even come up? I mean, how does that come up in conversation? And my thing is, you can probably talk about a lot of other things where it makes no difference. He identifies.
She wears antlers.
Okay, we're done here. That's it. That's it. Listen,
Yeah.
I look at anybody walking around wearing antlers the same way I look at anybody walking around with a tattoo of a swastika or even a Confederate flag. That you're giving me a hint to your personality, and I can decide whether I want to stay in a room with you. And I will play cards and have a drink with a dude with a Confederate flag on it way longer than I hang out with anybody with antlers coming out of their head. I'm just like, you know that right now.
It's just freaking crazy, man. I don't know, man. Sometimes,
Yeah, me and a dude with a Confederate flag on to just sit around and talk about what our favorite episode of the Dukes of Hazzard County was. Anybody with horns coming out of their head, I'm out of there.
I can't
I'm
believe
leaving quick.
they pull the Dukes of Hazzard off CMT.
Yeah, because that'll make it go away. They need to turn it over to Ted Turner so they can white out the top of the car so the flag's off of it, and they can get rid of the word General Lee on the side. Just stop. I'm sure they'll pull Sanford and Son off of television. They'll get rid of All in the Family, the Jeffersons.
I think they already got rid of All in the Family.
Oh, great!
Which is crazy because it's like he's not right. It was a critical commentary on racism.
The entire show proved nothing except that he wasn't right, and how ridiculous his beliefs were. But here's the thing, and I find it funny because Hollywood is the biggest racist there is. They're the ones that put things out like that and then go, oh, no, we have to pull that because it could be construed as racist. But you're the one that created a lot of the racist images people talk about and stereotypes people talk about. You perpetuate it in Hollywood. I mean, how many times Miami Vice? How come everybody was some kind of drug lord and they had to come from a Latin American or South American country? And usually it was like the same 5 dudes, but they'd make him come from 11 different South American countries per episode. He'd be a Colombian drug lord like one season, and the next season he'd be an Ecuadorian drug lord, and the season after that he'd be a Mexican national terrorist.
You're getting comments on your beard.
Why, thank you. I'm trying to grow it back out to what it was.
Yes.
I actually had it cut down last month at a non-barber, and I didn't like the way it looked. I drove around today looking for a barber, and they're all closed in my town. Every barbershop is closed. Some are out of business.
Yeah, it's sad.
And it's not because of COVID. It's because of the government. COVID is a virus. The government overreacting is the government.
You should do like an Abraham Lincoln beard.
Well, oh, ew. What? Just the no top lip, just the just the helmet strap.
Yeah.
It's a look. I'll not do that. Understand this. I'm significantly overweight. I have a lot of other things to work on if I'm going to work on my look. Like being able to see if I have shoes on or not. I have a ways to go. Me worrying about my beard is like an overweight girl having really nice fingernails. Yes, Sasha, that ain't the thing you need to be working on is the fingernails. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh, Gorilla Gang Guns agrees with me. He's saying shave the stash.
Yeah. No thanks. I'll ask my wife. Whatever she says goes. That's the only reason I still have the beard.
Yeah. I feel the same way. That's why I don't have a beard.
Yeah. Oh, your wife doesn't want it? Okay.
I don't care, man.
I think it is.
People ask me why I have short hair now. Because I used to have like longer hair. I'm like I don't care about it. And if I get it cut short when I get out of the shower, I don't have to comb it, so it saves me 2 minutes, and that's fine with me.
Well, I asked my wife why does she like the beard, and she said it shows less of your face. So I'm like, okay. I love that lady. She's loving COVID. I have to wear a mask all the time. Hashtag less face, mo better.
Yeah, everyone complains about COVID. I work from home like all the time before COVID and everything, so like nothing's really changed for me.
Mm-hmm.
My kids did go back to school and they're in private school, but their private school started doing Common Core math.
Ooh.
And here's the thing: my wife is a doctor. She is the chief medical officer for the public health service, basically the big dog of everything. You know, all the COVID response and everything. She is the chief medical officer for that. So
Mm-hmm.
she's pretty damn smart. I'm an engineer by trade. I started college before I got out of high school. I was a little bit of a math prodigy. So you have a math prodigy engineer and a really smart doctor. We had to write the teacher say we have no idea how to do this.
Mm-hmm. That Common Core, because it's not even about coming up with a solution. You have to come up with the solution the way they said come up with the solution.
Yeah, we were like, what the hell does this mean?
No.
It's
Just
like
no.
use an addition equation to solve this subtraction problem. Like what? Or like there was one that was like use a double fact to solve this subtraction. Use a double fact. Like what the hell is a double fact in math?
See, I have no problem feeling ignorant about this because I sucked at math anyway, um, and didn't understand because they would have no way to show me as a kid, and it was about really practical use. And if you didn't have a way to show me how to practically use what I was using, I just found no reason to pay attention to it. Pass the test at the end of the week and forget about everything you just told me. That's why I did horrible in Spanish because we would learn Castilian Spanish in school in Southwestern Virginia from a dude that sounded like the teacher from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He was god awful boring. I didn't care about catching a bus to the bullfight at the arena. All he would have had to do was show me one clip of the Puerto Rican Day Parade in New York City, and I would have learned every bit of Spanish I could ever learn. Because I'm like, wait a minute, I could talk to those girls? Oh, heck yes. Me llamo es Tony. Como está ustedes? But no, you got me talking about a bullfight and riding a bus to it. I'm telling you, man, teachers, look, just teach the kid, but you got to motivate the kid to learn it. And the parents don't have to know the lessons. Your parents shouldn't be helping you with your homework. If a teacher did a good job, then your kids shouldn't have to come to you for homework.
But my kid's a math prodigy too, and he's like, well, why do I have to do this? Why can't I just see what the answer is? So we're like, okay, well, can you just put down the answer if he knows the answer because he knows the answer? Like, no, it has to be done a certain way. It's like, why? You're like taking like a single step and you're making it into like 30.
Yeah, you've gone a long way to solve a problem, which outside of government work, no one else appreciates that.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll put my math credentials up against yours, and I'm pretty sure mine's gonna win. But yet I don't know. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, that's something that gets on my nerves because, I'm a teacher. And many of them act as if being a teacher is a calling from God. And like, no, you found out 5 years after you got out of college with your Middle English degree, Middle English language degree, that you couldn't get a job and the best you could do was be a barista. So you went back and got your teaching certification and became a teacher. That's the only reason you're here, lady, because you couldn't do anything else.
No, but I told her I was like, look, when I was in third grade, I was on a college graduate level for math, so I know math, and this doesn't make any sense to me.
Nope. Doesn't have to. They just make up the rules and we're supposed to follow them like good little sheep.
It's like I'm doing calculus in third grade. It's like I don't understand this. It's like this is not. This is something that's not supposed to. I shouldn't be confused by this.
The bad thing is this: since you're smarter than your teachers, they're definitely not going to let that go because they finally know something you don't. Anywhere else they'd fall down on the job, but this one they got you because they know how Common Core works. So you have to learn to do it their way, or your kid's going to get an F.
It kind of pisses me off. We've been on this for an hour, and I got a Boy Scout thing. I got to get to a Cub Scout thing, and
Mm-hmm.
give me an hour. And usually we do this later on the night because we go for hours and hours and hours. But I can't do that tonight. So I want to thank you for coming on. Everyone out there, you can hit my Patreon at patreon.com/John Crump. Everything goes to my niece. Buy my book, crumpy.com/giants. Or if you go to Black Swan Tactical, you can get a signed copy there. $25 shipped. And actually, it's cheaper than that because if you use code Crumpy, you get 10% off. BlackSwanTactical.com. I'll throw this up here. Remember why I'm getting that up. Usually I have this all set up to go, but I got into talking to you so much. There you go. For our giveaway that we're going to be doing, everyone here has one entry. But here, Mantis X10 Elite. It's about $250 value. We're going to be giving it away to one of the lucky people out there. Now, Tony.
Yep.
You have the final word. Plugs, whatever you want to talk. Whatever you want to talk.
All right. If you guys want to support the work I do at diversityshoot.com, please go to diversityshoot.com. You can donate to our Patreon, our GoFundMe, and even our PayPal. What we do is just introduce people, regardless of race, gender, background, social, economic status. We don't care. We introduce you to Second Amendment and Second Amendment groups that are in your area fighting for your right to own firearms. Doing a real push right now. If you guys go on and you'll see a picture called Tony Simon Says Hello from the planet Lovetron, and there's a picture of my face in a bubble bath.
I can't put that in my thumbnail.
Really?
Yeah, they monetized me when I rejected. Like, nope, it's not safe.
Well, what happened is I was on Cinemass podcast, and I told a story about how we came to have that photo and how it's being used to raise money for Operation Blazing Sword, and it just took a life of its own. I was at my mom's house over the weekend, and I found out she doesn't believe people are actually buying these shirts. So Cinemass podcast, Ursula Williams and I have come up with a thing, and we're going to have a giveaway with some swag from both me and from Skill Set Magazine that we're going to be giving away. So if you purchase any of our swag and our t-shirt that says the Lovetron thing, we're going to give away a prize to somebody's name we pick. All you have to do is email me your proof of purchase, a screenshot saying you purchased a t-shirt, and you're in. We'll pick a name on October 1st. I'm going to make a video Friday just showing you the prizes I have. They're going to mail me some stuff, and when stuff comes in, I'll show that, and that goes into the prize bag too. What we're trying to do is just raise more money for the Second is for Everyone and for Operation Blazing Sword, just to grow the community. But it's a fun thing. Pick up a shirt. It's on diversityshoot.com. And thanks a lot. Oh, also the schedule for all year in Eastern PA, where we're going to be running diversity shoots, is up on my website, diversityshoot.com. Thanks a lot for having me on, man. I really appreciate you giving me a call.
All right. Thank you, Tony. Thank you so much. Everyone to drop the app, bro.